You know what a good combination for an absolute masterpiece is? AWE Productions Inc. and Shrek. Two icons of the early 2000s that create an unstoppable force when combined. I'm sure we're all familiar with Shrek, the legendary film series that's on its way to a 5th movie in 2027. 7th movie if we count the Puss in Boots ones. And if you've watched this channel before, you might be familiar with AWE.
Press the play button. No, press the play button on the tape recorder. You will gain immunity and can't be voted off.
They're sort of celebrities here, so let's give a little context. The year is 2004. AWE has just released some of their most iconic titles. These include SpongeBob games like Employee of the Month and Operation Krabby Patty, their 2 Jimmy Neutron games, and their Scooby-Doo 2 game. That same year, they would release their rendition of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which many people, including myself, believe to be their best work. This year also saw the release of Shrek 2, an extremely popular movie that many consider to be just as good as the first one. So naturally, alongside Activision, AWE was commissioned to make a PC game based on it. Shrek had a lot of video games, so this was far from the only one made for Shrek 2. One of my personal favorites was Ogre Bowler on Wild Tangent. But of all the games based on Shrek 2, this one was probably the weirdest and the most forgotten one. Strap yourselves into your onion-shaped carriage because we're about to ride into Shrek 2, Activity Center.
Hello and welcome to my swamp. Your swamp? Alright, our swamp.
Yeah, this one should be interesting. So we start with Donkey telling us the instructions. We just click on one of these characters and start the game. I have to say though, it's really weird seeing Donkey speak and not hearing Eddie Murphy's voice come out. When Shrek said, "Could you not be yourself for 5 minutes?" I think Donkey took it the wrong way.
Now you know me, I'm a very sensitive donkey.
Basically, we click on a character to start a different game. If we just sit around here though, we can watch a frog hop through or hear Shrek have a very intelligent conversation with Fiona.
So Fiona, are you having a nice time?
I'm having a great time, thank you.
Fascinating. So let's start with Donkey, since that's the game's personal recommendation.
Click on one of the characters here to get started. You can try me first, because I'm the best, you know. What are you saying, donkey? Okay, take your pick.
We're then given instructions before playing the game itself. I should also mention that this was AWE's 3rd game in a row to follow this format. Before this, they had released Scooby-Doo 2 and Battle for Bikini Bottom. They were a little more experimental with their games before this, so it seemed like they had found a style they wanted to stick with. Of course, their very next game would go back to the point-and-click format, so I guess we can call these 3 games the minigame era of AWE. Anyway, this is one heck of a minigame to start with. We're moving in our carriage from an overhead view and trying to avoid obstacles on our way to far, far away. We can even honk the horn. It would have been better if it was Donkey saying, "Are we there yet?" instead. And at least for this first stage, it's a little hard to tell when you're about to hit an obstacle because of how everything is colored. It all kind of blends in. But it is funny when you do hit something.
What's taking so long? I'm hungry, Shrek. Did we have to bring him?
This animation is highly amusing to me for some reason, but you can go up ramps, grab random items for bonus points, and even spin out of control from time to time.
I'm getting carriage sick.
And thankfully, the other stages are so much easier to see in. The obstacles actually stand out more. And if you hit something 3 times, you lose a life. And if you lose all your lives, you get this animation.
Speed bump!
I feel like Shrek really wanted to do that in the movie. Can't say I blame him. And yeah, this is probably the hardest game in the entire collection. Since Donkey makes a joke about picking him first, this is probably the first game most kids decided to check out. But don't worry, it only gets better from here. So let's check out Puss in Boots. This one's a lot easier. You have to click Puss in Boots whenever he pops out from behind a tree. Donkey might come out instead, but you have to avoid him. You also click falling coins for points. It's extremely easy and there isn't much to it, but Puss in Boots does make some funny noises from time to time. Sounds like we gave him the Bob Barker treatment. So let's move on to Fairy Godmother's lab. Ugh, I hate having to go there. You know they don't even have dental? And this minigame is slightly borrowed from the potion one in Scooby-Doo 2. Shrek has turned a different color, so you have to mix two colors that make it to turn him back. Then you have to match his outfit for some reason. That's totally part of the potion. It changes your clothes too. Though considering how he looks right now, I think he needs a little more than an antidote for his clothes. And yeah, this game is really easy. You get sick of hearing the fairy godmother say hocus pocus at the start of every round.
Looking good, Shrek.
Hocus pocus. Hocus pocus. Hocus pocus. Hocus pocus. Hocus pocus.
Wrong game, fairy godmother. We defeated Hocus Pocus 5 videos ago. Though King Harold's game is a lot more interesting. You're having dinner and trying to impress him, based on one of the most famous scenes from the movie. So to do this, you have to remember the order he eats the food in. Then you recreate it. Whoa, Shrek, don't you think that's enough ham?
Enough.
And with all these tasty meats prepared by the royal chefs, why would you be more interested in eating 4 apples in a row? I'll never understand royalty. I totally understand why Shrek didn't want to be king in the next movie. So now let's play hide and seek with him. The characters are hiding and we have to remember where they are. They all have voice clips too.
Hello.
Hello. The gingerbread man.
Well, most of them have voice clips. Could they not get someone to voice the gingerbread man? I can't imagine his voice was that hard for someone in the studio to recreate. Not to come drop buttons! Okay, someone who isn't me. And oh my god, what happened to Shrek's lower half? But yeah, this one's cool. Now let's make some very interesting smoothies with Fiona. This minigame would be replicated in Bratz Rock Angels a year later, just with more conventional ingredients. You wait for an ingredient you need to roll by, then you grab it and drag it to the blender. I sure love eyeballs and salt in my orange smoothie. We're also making these for the other characters. We know this because they make comments the entire time.
Sometimes it's just too easy.
Yes. A sweet, lovely ambrosia. Ooh, this is good. Really good. This is really, really good. This tastes just like a parfait.
And I always feel so accomplished whenever I'm able to bring an ingredient to the blender, then grab the one that was in front of it before it leaves the screen. Makes me feel powerful. I also think it's clever that a few of the items look slightly similar, just to throw you off. Not me though. I'm the president of the Nasty Smoothie Makers Club. I would never confuse ingredients. The average person may confuse their livers and slugs, but not me. Now before I get too carried away, let's move on to the next one. This is actually the last one because the mirror isn't a game at all. It's a gallery where you can print images you get from doing good in the games, just in case you wanted to frame this over your bed. And the last game is the one involving the 3 little pigs. Or maybe not. Darn, we were doing so good with this ancient game, but this one was the one that crashed it. Maybe the 3 little pigs are just busy. We should go check on them and see. Darn it, Big Bad Wolf. Why'd you go and do that? So hang on a minute while I go and gather some new pigs. Okay, we got it working again, so let's try this out. Remember when I said Donkey's Game was the hardest one? Well, this is also a candidate for that title. You're trying to catch falling ingredients in a bowl, but you have to keep an eye on which ingredients you need. If you catch the wrong one, you take a hit. If you miss one, you also take a hit. If you catch one you've already caught, you get bonus points actually. That's a pleasant surprise. But you just have to make sure not to confuse eggs and eyeballs. They kind of look alike from afar. You never have to catch any inedible objects, so you can just avoid those on sight. Frogs and slugs could also look similar as they're going down, so watch out for those as well. Now doesn't this big bowl of mashed potatoes look like the tastiest thing you've ever seen? No, it really doesn't. Maybe we just need one of Fiona's smoothies to go with it. But ultimately, I think this game is as difficult as it is purely because of how long it is. You really have to make sure you don't mess up as you work through all 9 stages. A lot of it is just waiting for the right ingredients to fall. It's alright though. A pretty decent minigame.
It's gonna taste good, right?
And that's it. That's all the games. Wow. That's a little short, don't you think? Yeah, while the older AWE games were never especially long, this one's short even by their standards. You'd better really enjoy these 7 games, because they're all you're gonna get. For what it's worth though, you can hear this funny dialogue when you leave.
I'm starving. Let's eat some dinner. How about we bake a really big cookie? Oh yeah. Now let's see. A little of this, a little of that. Shrek, do you know what you're doing? You're testing me, donkey. Some of this, I think. I'm hungry, Shrek. Donkey! Okay. Mmm, tasty. What did you do? I am not eating that.
Oh no, I remember the last time you guys made a giant cookie. Let's not repeat that. So, what's our final take on this game? Well, it's alright, but maybe you should get the double pack that has another Shrek game so you aren't just left with this one. It's okay for what it is, but it's not especially enthralling. AWE's done a lot better, but again, it's also done a lot worse. It's not the best game in the world, but certainly not a bad one. It's cute and enjoyable enough. Worth adding to your collection if you're an avid collector of Shrek merchandise. Hey, a lot of people are nowadays. Nothing but respect. Keep building up your swampy kingdom. So anyway, that's about all there is to see here. This video is just about ogre. See, it's funny because the video actually is just about an ogre. My jokes are like onions. They have layers. Which ogres also have, so we've come full circle. Aren't I a comedic genius? Ha ha ha, yeah, it's time to wrap it up. So anyway, be sure to subscribe and like the video, join the Discord server, and follow me on the accounts in the description below. Remember, everything means something to someone, so I'm here to give a voice to the obscure. And as always, thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next memory.
Hello?